All right, we're live because Michelle still doesn't know when.
I don't understand it.
It's fine.
I don't understand it.
Welcome to Winning Women's Wednesday.
Good morning. Good morning, amazing co-host Ashley Gentry. How are you today?
I'm fabulous, Michelle Ozymy.
You at least know when we're live.
I do.
I can never tell. It's so weird.
Well, it's when our faces are on there. That means we're live.
Okay. Yeah. Got it.
So next time I'll let you do it.
Okay. If I can, I still won't have it figured out. How are you this morning? The last couple of weeks have been a whirlwind.
I would say the last week has been a lot.
It has been a lot. Oh my gosh.
So I don't think we're preaching from the pulpit today, but I think we have, but I do think it's a little heavier. There's a lot of stuff going out around.
A lot of stuff going on.
A lot of conversations are.
A lot of conversations.
Well, and they're taking a different shape. And not all bad. And so, I think today we wanted to kind of be a little bit more bold.
And yes, so we've actually been talking for the month of September. We've been talking about that September reset.
Right.
But September is a long month. And I think that reset can fall into a little bit of just like a relaxation and a laziness. I've even seen, not in the real estate world necessarily, but I've seen people call it a soft September. Well, we're not here to be soft.
No, we're not here to be soft.
No, we're here to build our business. And I think what we decided is we're going to transition from our reset season into being bold. And so
I like that.
Yeah, our theme for the rest of September is bold, and being bold in our business, being bold in our faith, being bold in our relationships.
And being in our families.
All the things. So what does being bold in our business look like?
So I think, that's obviously I've had some interesting things going on behind the scenes with some of my deals and some other things.
And you have been bold, and I'm very proud of you.
I have been bold. I have taken a stand that I am not going to tolerate being abused. I am not going to tolerate not being treated as a professional, which is what I'm hired to do in those circumstances. And in turn, you're gonna FAFO a little bit if you sit there and do those things. As one of my previous clients is finding that out now.
Well, it's holding not only ourselves to a certain standard, but our clients as well. They have a contractual obligation.
100%.
And we need to hold them to that. I think that we've not done that. Well, we've not run our business as businesses.
And why? Out of fear of retribution.
Yeah.
Out of fear that if we hold somebody accountable to an agreement that they've made, or a commitment that they've made, that we might lose future business by enforcing that.
Yeah.
I'm over it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be bold.
I love it.
Be bold in my business. I'm going to run the business that I actually want to run.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say no to the things that don't fit into that alignment.
Love that.
What about for you?
I think it means being bold in my business in the category of really stepping out into areas that I haven't been in before. Looking at different price points, moving into different categories. And of course, I've got some new tools available to me.
Sure.
So I'm excited about trying those and really digging in and amplifying my business through different strategies and categories.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
That's great.
And then also redeveloping my coaching programs. I'm excited for some new things that are coming up.
Are you being bold with your coaching clients right now?
Yes, I have been.
What does that look like?
Holding them to the fire on their accountability.
Yeah.
And some of them don't like it.
Of course. Why would anybody like to be held accountable?
Yeah, that's why we go into business for ourselves.
Right.
But then what happens is if we don't hold ourselves accountable, there's no business.
There's no business. It's self-fulfilling prophecy.
It really is. You can do whatever you want, but you still reap the consequences of whatever you do.
Always.
So, yes.
Okay, that's great.
I think there's a Bible verse. I'm going to get it wrong, but it kind of says something, and I can't remember who says it or what book it's in.
That's great.
I know. But it is in there, and it's something to the effect of, I can do anything, but not everything is good for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So y'all look that up and let us know which one it is.
Well, I liken it to the T-shirt that I like to wear a lot, and it says, "I'm not for everyone."
Yeah.
And I was playing. I worked to pickleball yesterday, and somebody was like, but you are. And I said, you're missing the point, but I'm not. And that's okay.
And that
because
is
if I'm for everyone, I'm probably standing for nothing.
And you're not being true to yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
So no, I like that.
Yeah. No. So yes, holding clients accountable. In fact, on our coaching session today, Alan is going to be leading that and talking about the compound effect.
Okay.
By Darren Hardy. And
I love that.
Yeah. And it's a great book. It's a hard read. He's a little, and Darren Hardy's very in your face. But again, the compound effect is about being bold, doing your action steps, and holding yourself accountable. Because if you're not doing your action steps and doing the things on a daily basis, you're going to be in trouble.
And broke.
Yeah. And this
trouble equals broke.
Yeah, it does. It does. And this is such a great opportunity to step up and step out in your business.
Yep.
Because things are changing.
They are changing.
Rates are changing. We were almost, I read an article yesterday, you probably saw it as well. We were almost to a buyer's market. But now because of the reduction in listings, it's shifting. And as the rates shift and hopefully drop a little bit more, we could see a real transition into what type of market we're having. And if you're not bold, you're not going to be ready for that.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Game on.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, where else can we be bold? What are some other areas?
I think right now for me, you might notice, I'm so petrified because, my car keeps texting me.
Your car, which is new.
It's a new car, and it's very sensitive.
And it's very vocal.
It's very vocal. And then I heard an alarm going off. I'm like, oh, it's fine. They're stealing my car.
It's fine.
Anywho, in the perils of the Plano Donut Shopping Center.
Right.
Yeah. No. I think faith. If I'm just gonna throw that out there.
I think that's huge.
If you notice, I have
I love that.
It's just a very small cross.
Mine is bigger than
yours.
yours.
Oh, I love it. I didn't see yours. It's great.
I've had it for a long time.
We literally talked about this yesterday, right? We are polar opposites in everything.
We are.
You love notebooks and spreadsheets, well, maybe not spreadsheets, notebooks and paper and lists and calendars and all these other things. And I'm like, oh. And then you like bold fashion and all these other things. And you have this huge necklace, and I had this teeny tiny necklace. And you love to travel, and I hate to travel.
I do love to travel.
This is where we're yin and yang.
I know. It's what makes it fun.
It does. It makes it fun. So, okay, going back to this, I haven't been one ever to actually wear a cross.
Really?
Yep. And given what obviously has gone on in the conversations that are continuing to going on, I need to be bold in professing my faith and allowing people to know I am a believer. And that never stopped. I mean, I've always laughed. I said, I'm going to, I'll tell you about Jesus sitting at a bar, and I might tell you about the martini I had when we're in church, in the same person in both rooms. So that never changes. But I want people to know I'm proud of my faith.
And I think it's a good reminder for you, too, on how you spend your days.
Yeah, because
I was talking on the huddle that I did for DPR. I read this quote a long time ago, and I try to remember it every morning. Jesus, get into my head before I do. And I think, isn't that good?
That's a good one.
That's a good one. Like, I mean, how many times do you stumble out of bed and you're already cussing because of something that happened? Like, if my coffee maker doesn't go off because usually I didn't hit the button the right way, makes me so angry. Like, I can't wait that 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Isn't that good?
I really do like that.
Isn't that fun?
And that's, and we've discussed this. I mean, obviously the real estate business, it can be the depths of depravity in society sometimes.
We lose our religion every day.
Yeah, and it's really easy to get sucked into the mud with the behavior.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's also just an opportunity to, remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
As the day goes on.
Take a deep breath and remain fixated on him because ultimately we're gonna get past those things that are happening, whether they're transgressions against us or anything else like that. And so it was a simple yet for me a bold thing because I'm 40 years old and I never have worn a cross.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Now, I might have, maybe when I was like a baby with a bracelet or something else like that. But as an adult, that's just not something I ever.
But you're not a big jewelry person anyway.
I'm not. But that's why it was very subtle. But it was very important to me that I do that, and setting an example for myself and for the people that are around me, and my daughter.
I love that. So, I think that's awesome. Yeah. I think the events of last week have really affected how people think and the way they move, the way that they respond and react going forward. And what I hope for us is that our boldness is still respectful and appreciative of those around us, and that they can just see
it's never not
the
been.
goodness.
And that's what I think is the difference. The last 5 years have been wild.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, post-COVID, dare we say,
or during COVID.
Yeah.
Post-COVID, everything else, what I will tell you is something that's weighed very heavy on my heart, and this morning as well, as I have never not been respectful of somebody that thought differently than me, especially during those scary times.
Yeah.
Because everybody has different life experiences, different prisms that they process information.
Yeah.
All of those other things. And so I'm not sitting here in angry judgment of somebody else's opinion or perception of something like that. But I will tell you, I was not afforded the same.
No.
And
understood.
And I think that's where a lot of people are feeling right now is we've been called to be compassionate, and to be loving, even amongst those that hate us. And that's what we're being called to do. But I've never demanded an apology from somebody that obviously some of the things that people thought knew have now come out to not being as factual or scientific.
Yeah.
I never once said, gotcha.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or anything, because that's not what we're called to do. But,
exactly.
But right now, that's why I say our boldness has to reflect. We are going to continue to be compassionate and loving.
Sure.
But at the same time, I need to be a little bit more bold and not fear retribution.
Agreed.
To stand by my ideals and my belief system.
I love that. That's so good.
Thank you. I know. I've been really emotional.
You have. It was interesting being in Seattle.
Yeah.
During that timeline.
Sure.
I'm sure it was a very different reaction.
Yeah.
Obviously. It's just a different community, a different politics. It was very different.
You know what? I saw something today. This wasn't a left or right issue. This is a humanity issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we need to remember that human life
matters.
It matters.
Regardless.
Yeah. And that has been something that has warmed my heart, that people from all walks of life are coming out and saying, enough.
Yeah.
And so if other people can be bold and do those things, then I think it's a no-brainer for you and me.
Absolutely.
To continue to walk in that as well.
And I think that doing so, and for the rest of you out there and for realtors out there, I think doing so will just bring out abundance.
Oh my gosh, yes.
It always does.
That's the amazing part. We were talking about my business. It's like fear of retribution that you might not have more deals. Why do I want more abusive deals?
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Yes.
Why would I want to attract more violence against my business, right? Even if it's just emotional, right? And I'm just like your vibe attracts your tribe. We talk about all these things, but when it comes down to the nuts and bolts of our business,
we don't do it. Yeah.
We lay down in front of the car.
Yes. I know. I was talking with a client that, I'm always about your database, being your CRM.
Sure.
And she's talking about, she goes to all of these events and things like that so that she can get referrals from other realtors across the country, which I do think is fun. I think that's really cool.
That's great.
To do that.
Sure.
And she does a great job with it, but she pays a 25% referral fee.
Okay.
Of course. And then she pays the split with her organization. And so I asked her, I said, how many people are in your database? Mm-hmm. She goes, what do you mean? I said, how many people, because she's been a realtor for like 10 years.
Yeah.
How many people are in your database? And so she tells me, and I'm like, do you realize that 6 to 8% of those people are going to convert every year if you would just pay attention to them? Mm-hmm. And you're not going to have to pay a referral fee.
Yeah.
Nor do you have to go anywhere.
Sure.
And she was like, oh my gosh, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
It's like, these are people that already know, like, and trust you, and you like them. And if they're in your database, you should like them.
Okay, got it.
Get those people out.
Okay,
if you don't like them, cut them out. Like,
got it.
Yeah, like I mean, I've had people who weren't in my database call me years later, and I'm like, oh.
You know what's funny? Every time I get a new assistant, because obviously I can't keep one. We can't keep one. We both, neither one of us. And that's by design.
And we're so likable.
We actually are likable. You know what it is? We have a standard that we need people to meet, and if they don't meet that, bye-bye. So the latest one, when we were going through, and mine honestly is just a spreadsheet with all of their information. It's not even in our CRM anymore.
And that's fine. If you use it, I don't care what it's on. If it's on a napkin, as long as you look at it.
So I had her read out a name, and I would go, delete! And then she'd read out another name. Ooh, double delete. And so like by the time it was all done, I was like, oh.
Yeah, 7 people left.
That's great. It's fantastic. So,
but then you don't cringe when the phone rings.
I am being bold in my business. Yeah. I want to run the business that I want to run.
Love that.
And that's what we're doing. So, yep.
And what do you think... Here's a great question. Running the business that you want to run, what is that going to do for you long term? Think about that.
Oh, I mean, there's so many things. I mean, how the ability, well, one, to be passionate about what I do again.
Yeah, because you're going to enjoy the people that you work with.
Right. And just be passionate about the fact that I'm in control. Like I'm in the driver's seat of my future.
Which is why we became entrepreneurs in the first place.
100%. Yeah. I didn't want to run, and this is what I see so many realtors, they run the same 12-month cycle year over year. And like you said, they're with no compound interest.
Right.
And you wonder why you're
no plan.
Alcoholic, you're getting divorced, you know, your
dog ran away.
Yeah, all of these other things.
I did that first.
Yeah, exactly. Good job, Rick. We're not going into the chronicles of Rick at this point. But that's because
that's a different show.
That's a different show.
That's Friday.
But that's where you are, because your families aren't getting the benefit from the compound interest as well. I was talking to my husband. We've got a situation going on, and I'm holding somebody accountable in my business, and it's not about the $2,500 that they owe my company. It's about the principle of the fact of that. And I said, you know what?
They have to honor the contract they signed.
Correct. And I said, do you know what's so amazing though? I said, not that many years ago, $2,500 would have been bone crushing to our family.
Right.
And to know that we are now at a place where, and that's not being gluttonous or bragging or anything else. Girlfriend, I have on my Facebook memories will always come up, oh, you did a garage sale 7 years ago. You did a garage sale 6 years ago.
Facebook will humble you.
Right? And it's because I had no monies.
Yeah.
Right? I had no money. I was fighting for my family. We had demons plaguing our own home, right?
But being bold and following the standards that you've set in your business will keep that from happening again.
Yes, and that is where I am. And so I want to now, like, if I can do that in a 7-year period, what can I do with another 7 years? And what does that look like for me when $500 doesn't make or break me? Because when you are not beholden to somebody just saying, I'll give you a little bit of money, then
taking that 1% commission.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
And doing those things and having a set standard, abundance does come from that.
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm encouraged to continue to do and be bold in my business so others can do the same. So don't run the same 12-month cycle. Figure out how to create that compound interest and be bold in the business that you're running. Yes.
Have a plan. And
have a coach.
If you don't have a plan, get a coach. Get a coach.
Remember, you don't have a best friend named Michelle.
That's right.
That's a coach. You have to hire my best friend Michelle. Okay?
That's
what, yeah. So what else?
Ooh, I like this. Where are we going to be bold in our dreams?
Ugh.
What do you dream about?
Oh, it's really crazy stuff.
Maybe
the show's not long enough for my dreams.
Maybe not what you actually dream
especially because you know what we fall asleep to at my house? Because I have to have noise. Criminal Minds.
Okay, that's terrifying.
Oh my gosh, even Rick turned around. It used to be Law & Order Special Victims Unit, but I've literally watched all 26 seasons over and over again. I even gave birth watching Law & Order Special Victims Unit in the hospital room. So,
oh my God, I'm dying.
No, but it's great. My child has the most black and white view of like a sexual abuse and boundaries and everything else. I'll be watching Freaky Friday. This is funny. You know, I got to go on a tangent. So we watched the first Freaky Friday because we went to the theaters to watch, what was it, Freakier Friday, right? With Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis.
And all of her Botox.
Yeah. So the first one, though, if they switch bodies.
Yeah.
And
I think I saw that.
And the teenage boy that Lindsay Lohan had a crush on, I can't remember his name now, it's Chad Michael Murray.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right? So cute. Still so cute.
He is still so cute.
But anyways, so they switch bodies, but he was really digging Lindsay Lohan, and then they switched, and so then he's digging the mom, what he thinks is the mom, because Lindsay Lohan's personality is in the mom. And she goes, that is grooming. That is not acceptable. He is a teenage boy. And I'm laughing hysterically. I'm like, yes. I'm like, okay. So
you literally ruined everyone's childhood movie.
I mean, we still watched it. It was fine. She goes, but she's like, inappropriate, grandma. And I'm like, but, they switched bodies. Never mind.
Right.
I'm having a conversation, and I'm very proud that you think that all this is
well
inappropriate.
Done.
So,
well done.
Needless to say, going back to your question, being bold in my dreams, maybe not my nocturnal dreams.
Yeah.
How about in my dreams for my family, which I think that. we kind of started down that track anyways. See, why wouldn't anybody want to hang out with us or work with us?
Seriously, there's nothing weird about this at all.
No, it's fine. My dreams are, I want to make an impact.
I love that.
And I want, when somebody hears my name, they go, man,
she did this.
She did this.
Yeah, I love that.
She made this happen. Man, she was bold.
I love that.
Right?
I love that.
And I've done that through my leadership journey at MetroTex, led by example. And it's often hard. It's hard to do what we're talking about right now, because there are three types of people in this world. There are sheep, there are wolves, and then there are sheepdogs. And being the sheepdog is the hardest part, because I've been called to protect the sheep.
Yeah.
And
love that.
And so my whole family is like that. And so we struggle a lot, because it's like, why don't you understand? I am protecting you from the wolves that are pounding down your door, right? Even my clients, like, let me run interference for you.
Right.
Let me bogard the wolf. And it is difficult. And even in the volunteer leadership space, right, at MetroTex, I'm like, I have these conversations, and I've had them with Justin. I'm like, dude, I know you feel pounded by me sometimes when I'm calling you and saying we need to take action, but it's because this is what I'm called to do. And we didn't have this type of massive change in our organization because of weak leaders.
Yeah.
And so, so his comments are often, so Leah Cox actually is one of our members now. She's an amazing brokerage owner in Waco, Texas.
Oh, okay.
And
I don't know her.
Very involved in association leadership and everything else, and just saw what we were doing at MetroTex and decided to move her entire brokerage. And then the other top brokerage in town moved to MetroTex as well. So now she's a part of our team, and she's an executive. She's on the executive board for TR. And we were at a major investor lunch at Perry's a couple weeks ago, and she went to Justin and she goes, man, Ashley looks like she'd be a lot of fun to serve with. He goes, she is, but you'll be exhausted.
Amen.
You know what?
Amen.
And if that's not the sentiment, then I'm doing something wrong.
I love that. I love that.
What about you?
So for me, it's really empowering women in every season of their life.
Okay, I like that.
To build the business and the skills that they want to grow.
Okay.
Meaning, which sounds like a cute mission statement, but what that means is, as women, we go through different seasons.
Yes.
With our, I mean,
boy, do we. My air conditioning went out this week. That was a season I don't want to go through again in perimenopause.
With our bodies, with our kids, with our relationships, with our, with things that go on in our families. We all have things going on that, we kind of want to keep in the closet.
Yep.
Having been through some of those things myself,
Same.
We still want to build our business. Like, we have responsibilities,
Sure.
and I want to be a support to women during those seasons.
I agree. I think that's amazing.
Yeah. Like, no one was really there for me, and I want to be there for those women and coach them through.
Same.
Because I still wanted to be building my business when all of my things were going on.
Some people were there, but they weren't the right people.
Right.
You know what they did? They tried to pacify what was going on, or trying to make me feel comfortable in all of the distress.
Which is not support.
It's not. And so that's where it's like, and then God separates you from those people, and you go, but I thought they were so close to me, and they walked with me through that season.
Yeah.
They didn't walk with me through that season. They aided in pacifying my pain.
Yeah.
And
that's good.
And we got to push through that pain, because that's where the greatness is on the other side.
Yeah. There was a John Maxwell podcast, and I think we can close with this, where he talks about being passionate, what you're passionate about. And if you're passionate about something, what are you willing to give up? And who are the people that you're willing to give up in order to move forward and really see that passion grow?
So I also want to leave, this is very, very important. And part of it is, we didn't get to it, but the legacy piece, right?
Oh, yeah,
and being
that's
bold
huge. That's huge.
in your legacy. We've touched on that a lot. Like, I want people to hear my name and think impact, and that I move the needle in the right direction, and doing those type of things. But I will tell you, when God bestows the most amazing gift He can physically give you on this earth, as being a mom.
Yes.
There is nothing that I can do that will ever stop me from achieving success that will make my child proud and will pave a living legacy for her. Because so many people talk about the legacy you leave when you're gone.
Yeah.
And I want my child to look at me and go, man, my mom lives boldly.
I love that.
And so sometimes that means I have to have a tough conversation with her, not about things for her necessarily, but when something goes wrong or I have to make a stand or a statement in my personal or professional life, then I go to her and I say, hey, I had to make a tough decision and here's why. And let me explain that to you. And let me explain why mommy had to set a boundary. Let me explain why I couldn't go somewhere because they were asking me to do something that was against my belief system, or, and those things come up. She's almost 12 years old. And all I know every day is that I try to be for her what I wish I had at that age. And it's not because I didn't have a wonderful mom.
Yeah.
It's just we know so much more now.
Things are different. Yeah.
Things are different. And so that's the legacy I strive to leave, and be bold every day in my business, my faith, and my family. And I hope I can inspire other people to do the same.
I love that. Let's close with that. Ladies and gentlemen, go be bold today. And we will see you next time on Winning Women's Wednesday.
See you later.